Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Cheryl. Oh, you got your glasses on today
Ooh,
too, huh?
yeah, I have to
Girl, I
see.
can't see anything. What is that about our old age and all that good stuff going on?
No, I think I look attractive in mine, and you do too. So that just enhances our beauty.
Oh, that was a good answer. Good answer. Good answer. But listen, we have a fantastic
Oh,
show
yes, we do. We do. We
tonight. It
do.
is something that is very important. And we're all about health and we're getting older and stuff is happening to our bodies and all these adjustments that we have to make. Girl, let's bring Miss Rose on. You wanna
Miss
bring Miss
Rose, let's bring
Rose?
bring Miss Rose
Let's
right
bring Miss
on.
Rose right on in. Let's get
I admire her
started.
so much. Bring her
Good
on.
evening.
Hey, Miss
Hi, Miss
Rose.
Good
Rose.
evening.
How are you? Can you hear us?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Great,
Okay,
great,
okay,
great.
good.
So, Miss Rose, both Cheryl and I are super excited.
I
But
can hear
Cheryl,
you.
you can. Hi, Deborah. Um, what I was saying, Cheryl and I are super
So
excited
excited.
about you being on our show tonight, and it's a wonderful organization that you have,
Mhm.
and I've always remembered what you told us about what is it? How do you say it? Early detection
Early
saves
detection
lives.
saves lives.
So
Yes.
yes, and so we're here to bring the awareness of colon cancer. And you've always told us that that was one of the biggest and the secret, the silent killer of all cancers. Would you tell the people who you are and what your organization is all about?
My name is Rose Johnson, and my organization is Rose B. Johnson Foundation. The foundation is about bringing awareness because a lot of people just, you hear about heart disease and all this other disease, but nobody talks about colon cancer. I think it's an embarrassing conversation for that part of your body. But
Right.
colon
Yeah.
cancer is the third leading cancer killer it is in the US today. So
Wow.
I'm just a big advocate for it because I am a colon cancer survivor. And that's why I decided to,
Okay.
since it wasn't enough being said, I wanted to spread the word.
And you're
And you
doing
do it
well.
so
You're
well.
doing
You
it
really spread the
so
well
well,
so
so
well.
well, so well. I remember when we first got together and how you had us all over Houston um attacking men who we didn't even know. Did you have your colon
Do you
checked?
have your colon check?
So but in all seriousness, I am so glad that you pushed us to do so because colon, as you said, is the third leader of cancer, and we didn't know that. And amongst our men who don't go and get that early detection, so it's you that I take my hat off to
Right.
and say thank you so very much. So, can you just give us a little bit on why do you think it's so
Important.
yeah, important to have that colon test. And why do you think it's so embarrassing that we talk about colon? I don't understand.
With men. It's a thing with men. That's why I be so hard on men because, they don't want to have the test because of that part of the body. So that's why I drive them so hard because they don't know that I tell them it's just like you're changing the oil in your car.
Right,
That's the only organ in your body that you can just flush with the
right,
colonoscopy.
right.
And so when I go out to speak with them, women ask me,
Miss
well,
Rose has a
is that so?
delay.
That's
Okay.
a old man's disease. They think it's an old man's disease, but it's not. It's for everybody. God gave us all a colon.
Right.
Right, right,
Right.
right. It's so
So
funny how we pick and choose the battles that we're
That
fighting.
we're fighting, yeah.
Colon, like you say, we all have that. It's not a one sex disease, or cancer comes in only in that particular person's body. I don't get
yeah,
it,
that's true.
but
It's the same thing as breast cancer. Men have breast cancer as well.
Right.
right,
Right. Right. It's so
right,
true.
right, right.
I know once when we were working with in your organization, and I walked up to this guy and I said, "Have you had your colon cancer test?" He says, "If you just want my phone number, just ask for it. Don't be asking me about my colon." I said, "No, I don't want your phone number. I want to make
No,
sure
that's
you're getting
right.
your colon
That's right.
checked."
Right. Uh,
Betty
but,
White
Exactly.
says men don't like going to the doctor, and that's so true.
right. And some women too. That's so true. But I'm only speaking for
They don't.
myself. Yeah, I'm one of those. But Miss Rose,
But
there's so many.
especially African American men,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
they don't go and do they check up like they supposed to do, and that's why on them because they are dying and unnecessarily because all they have to do is go get a colonoscopy.
Right,
Wow.
right.
Wow. Wow. So what is the colon for some of us who don't know exactly what we are talking about?
Well, the colon is part of your digestive system. Everything you eat goes down through the colon,
Mm,
and then the colon put out the waste.
mm.
So that the colon is a very important part of your body. It's not as important as the heart, but it's just next up to the heart because you eat every day. You have to eat. Colon take all the good nutrients out of the food and everything and sift it out, and then it
Oh,
lets
see,
out.
I didn't know that.
Colon is very important to your body.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, when you eat and it goes down your esophagus
Yes.
into your stomach and then through your colon.
See, I told them last week that I'm really ignorant when it comes to the medical field and the medical terms of all of these things. I had no clue. And actually, now that I think about it, one of my cousins passed from colon cancer many, many years ago. And I the awareness wasn't there. I could think about what you just said about it being an old person disease, and she
Hmm.
wasn't an old
Old person,
person.
right.
Yeah. So and then I look at some of the movie stars and who are going through different things, and colon cancer is wow. It is something to think about. It's like you said, the third leading cancer. Why is it that
Hmm.
we're having such a hard time in fixing this? Well, it's not just that. How is it that we don't want to go to the doctor? Now I know I don't want to go to the doctor, and I have that white coat syndrome. So when they come in, my blood pressure go completely sky high. It's something I don't want to hear them say, "Oh, you have." So I'm thinking, if I'm thinking that way, then everybody has to feel and think that way. What? How can we get rid of that thought, or do you know if we can?
Well, then you're absolutely right. People don't want to go because they say if it's not fixed, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So they don't want to hear what the doctor have to say, which is it's a terrible thing when you go into the doctor and he says you have cancer. I went through that. But the thing of it
Mm,
is, if you need to know, if you don't know, then you'll perish from a disease that is preventable.
mm.
Colon cancer is 90% preventable.
Wow.
And so
And
let
people
me,
do
oh,
not want to, and don't
I hate she's
you're not
frozen.
ignorant to the fact. It's just the fact that it's not enough being said about it. It's not enough being taught about it. Now, March is colon cancer month. This month is. But how many of you
Awareness.
seen on TV talking about colon cancer? Now, when
no,
No.
right, right,
I'm
Right.
not bashing breast cancer,
Right.
but when breast cancer month come up in October, it's going to be all over the TV,
right,
all
Right.
yeah,
over the
right.
radio.
Right.
But this month is March, colon cancer month. You
Right.
don't hear nothing. You hear every now and then about the Cologuard. The
Right.
Cologuard is okay, but it's not a complete test that goes like a colonoscopy. It goes and scoop through
Mhm.
the whole colon to find the polyps in order to remove them.
Right.
So the color guard just gives somebody, they do the color guard and maybe to give some symptoms or give some kind of signs that you really need to go and have a full colonoscopy.
Well, what they did, most of the doctors just give Cologuards to they started at age 50, but they didn't change it now to 40.
To 40? Because I thought it was 45.
They just take a on the Cologuard and they send it in to. It's 45 now.
Okay, 45. Okay.
It's 45. It was 50 and they changed it to 45.
Wow.
Because it's so many young people now is getting. I knew an 18-year-old when I was out speaking. This young man came up to me and said, "You're doing a great job because my 18-year-old died for colon cancer."
Oh,
He said, I took him to the doctor and took him to the doctor and say, "Well, you need to give him more fiber."
Wow.
He's too young to get a colonoscopy. I gave him a colonoscopy. He was terminal.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So is there a sign, Miss Rose, that we can pick up ourselves to say, hey, my colon is not right or something?
Well, you know what? It is signs and symptoms, but a lot of times we overlook them. If you have a lot of constipation, if you have blood in your stool, if you're losing weight. And that's one of the most important ones, right? You fidget and nervous, and that's just some signs. But I had no signs. There are signs that you have no signs at all, and I didn't have any signs.
Wow. And God blessed you to stay here to get this organization going on, because He knew you was going to run into crazy Linda Scott. And while you're mentioning all these things, I'm going, okay, all right. Well, I'm done. I'm nervous for real now. I'm truly nervous because.
Yeah, but Linda, look, you can Google this. Google is an encyclopedia now.
Yeah.
Dr. Google.
Dr. Google. You can Google the signs and symptoms of colon cancer. You can Google what you need to do, if you have these different signs and symptoms. So you don't have to be of what's going on. You got to you have to look. God gave us this vessel, right?
Yes.
And He intended for us to take care of it.
Yes.
And we have to educate ourselves on how to take care of it.
Yes.
So
and then He also gave us mothers and all these people ahead of us.
Linda is so scared when it comes to going to the doctor.
I am.
I pretty much have to take her and hold a gun to her head and make her go to the doctor.
Miss Rose, you know I am truly afraid.
Really, really
sick to say I'm going. Yeah. So I'm listening to you. I've had one before. No, I've had two. My first one, thank God, it was from you. And I want to tell the people a little bit about your organization because they found 2 or 3, I can't remember how many polyps, but to experience it, I think I was in my late 50s at the first time that I did it. And it was really easy. I didn't even know what had happened when I came to recovery, but I would never have done that if it was not for you. And I'm truly honored that you had me tested. So your organization, while I'm saying testing, does what for the community?
Okay. My organization, as we have our galas and different fundraisers, we use all of that money to be able to have someone screened for a colonoscopy that don't have any insurance, or they have insurance and can't pay the copay. Yeah. We pay the copay for them to have to have that colonoscopy. I just feel like we should not be losing our loved ones due to a financial barrier. So that's what we do for the community. We just make sure that anybody comes to the organization, I don't have any insurance, I don't have any money, I would like to get a colonoscopy. So that's what we do. We get them a colonoscopy.
Yeah, and there's so many people of color who don't have insurance, don't have access to health care and whatever. And I'm honored to say that that's not a problem for them to get a colonoscopy. They can come to you and have that taken care of.
Right, right. So what are the qualifications, Ms. Rose, in order to come to you and say, um, I need it, or and I shouldn't
If
say
they don't have a
qualification.
job, they don't. Yeah, if they don't have no means of funds, don't have a job, and you just don't have no means of getting the money to raise up to get, because colonoscopy is quite expensive.
Very, very.
Well, very expensive.
So
And
the other part to that is not that I wanted the qualification, but your organization takes them to a certain doctor, or how do how do you know what doctor to take them to? What is your organization? Where do they take them? That should be the question. Where do they take?
Okay, so my organization has a doctor that partners with me, and he give me a low rate on every patient that I bring to him. Okay. So that's how if someone come in his office and says that, and he tell them that if he check them and tell them that they need a colonoscopy, and they tell him that, well, I don't have insurance, so he'll contact me and let me know that he has a patient that's unable, because they'll screen them,
okay,
and tell me that can I help them, and of course I'm not going to say no.
Right,
I am definitely going to help them.
Okay, so your information comes from the doctor, but okay, so Ms. Rose, how did they get that far? How did they get to the doctor to know whether or not they needed to be?
Well, if someone called my organization and said, I need to have a colonoscopy, mm-hmm. and I don't have no way to get there. My husband work, and I don't have nobody to take me or pick me up. I will go get them. I will go get them, take them to the colonoscopy, and wait for them and take them back home.
Oh, amazing!
So I think the insurance companies are running the show medical thing, because I know they will send you to get a Cologuard before they send you to get a colonoscopy, so they're so expensive. And sometimes a patient will need a colonoscopy, but the insurance company says you have to have that Cologuard first in order to get that. And I think that's wasting precious time.
Right. So is there a way around? Is there a way around that, Ms. Rose, by any chance?
What, getting a Cologuard first?
No, bypassing the Cologuard. Can we bypass that and go right into getting a colon exam?
I don't recommend nobody getting a Cologuard.
Okay.
That's just my personal opinion. If you have any issues with your bowels and having symptoms, I think the Cologuard should be eliminated. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not an MD.
Right.
So, because I know that you're not going to, if you're not having any issues with your colon and all these symptoms, you see blood in your stool, you want to know where that blood is coming from.
Right.
So of course you're going to go to the doctor, and I don't see, if you look and you see blood in your stool, mm-hmm. why would the doctor give you a Cologuard? He knows something is going wrong.
Right. Yes.
Because blood in your stool. They need to go ahead and get them a colonoscopy. The Cologuard is only,
I think, to prevent,
looking for blood in your stool. Is for right. That's the only thing it's for. It's just looking for.
So the Cologuard, the Cologuard has its purpose, and its purpose is looking for one thing. So if it doesn't see that one item that they're looking for, then you're okay in their world. But then
well, they'll say you okay. They'll say, well, we don't see see no traces of blood in your stool. Okay. But then you still having problems.
Right.
So how
Mm.
you gonna tell me I'm okay just because you don't see blood
In my,
on the specimen that I send into you? You can't
Because
have
tell
you
me
a
that
been-
I'm
colonoscopy,
okay.
a
And that's
right,
colonoscopy is
to
not going to see
educate
polyps.
themselves on not letting the doctor tell them anything.
right,
You know, I mean, just be persistent.
right.
Okay, doc, you don't see anything. You don't see anything in the Cologuard.
Hate our
Well,
computers.
why am I still having this problem, having that problem?
Right,
So
The Cologuard is not going to see polyps. It's
right,
not going to see
they're not.
tumors or liver tumors. It's not going to see irregularities in your colon. The
right.
Cologuard doesn't see any of that. All this sees is traces of blood in your stool.
Mm.
Exactly right, Sharilyn.
And so by the time you get the blood in your stool, you're already kind of like in danger a little bit.
Right, because early detection
You
saves
saves
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, because that's
Yeah.
those polyps bleeding out.
Wow. Wow. So the polyps are those little bitty things that they burn them out or whatever, or
Those little growths.
okay.
Yeah, they cut them out when they do the colonoscopy.
Wow. Wow.
But they grow back.
And that's why he told me to come back in 3 years.
They
Yeah.
grow back. I'll tell you my little story. When I was 50, I went in and had a colonoscopy. And the doctor told me to come back in 3 years because they found like 3 polyps. So I said, well, okay, I'm 50. I already had my colonoscopy, so I'm good. So I didn't go back for 10 years.
Wow.
In the 10-year, the polyps had grown and multiplied and was protruding out of my navel. That's just how many
Wow.
it was in there. I went back to have another colonoscopy. I was terminal to my liver, to my lungs, to my ovaries, and was coming out of my navel like your little finger was sticking out that much out of my navel.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And I didn't have no something. I didn't have no blood in my stool or nothing. I got up one morning to get ready to go to work. And when I went to the shower, I saw this little piece of meat in my navel.
Yes. Oh my God.
Like,
I would be
wow, what is so I said, okay, I went on to work, and then I called my doctor, and he said, well, let me give you some antibiotics. That didn't work. It was steady growing. So long story short, I went to 5 different doctors.
Wow. Wow.
And that was. So finally I went to Memorial City, and I went to this doctor, and he said, well, let me test it. And when he came back, he said, I think you have cancer.
Wow.
He said, but I want to test it downtown Houston. Yeah, and let him do some tests and do another colonoscopy. When they did a colonoscopy, they said you need to get an MD Anderson ASAP.
Wow.
And when I went to MD Anderson, they saw all the tests. They told my husband and my family that I was terminal, that the cancer is spread all over my body. I wasn't a candidate for any surgery. They could only maybe start the chemo, and it would probably prolong my life. Maybe that's what the doctor told my family, to go get my things in order, because if I make it 3 months, it'll be a miracle. That was October 2002.
Wow, look at God. Look at God.
Did you eventually have surgery, Miss Rose?
No, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
So
only the surgery from God.
And
my neighbor was just like it. When they started the chemo, about 2 weeks after they started the chemo, I was in the shower, and that big piece of meat, like your little finger, just fell off.
Wow.
It looked like some jelly or something. It just fell off. And when I went back to the doctor and I called the nurse practitioner in,
Wow.
And I told her, I said, it was gone. And she looked at it and she ran out the room and she got about 6 doctors running in. They said they'd never seen that happen before.
They didn't know God. They didn't know
They
God.
didn't know. They
They
didn't know
didn't
who
know.
I knew.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't
Right.
know God. They didn't know the master
They
behind
didn't know who
all
I
of
knew.
this.
They was stunned. They was stunned. Mm.
Wow. Wow.
So did you take that little
So
piece of
that's
the
why I'm so
doctor?
adamant about getting people screened.
Sherilyn
I
asked.
tell you, I don't care if you live in New York. If you call me and say you need a colonoscopy, I'm gonna get you a plane ticket and I'm gonna fly you
Oh,
here and get you a colonoscopy.
Oh, wow.
oh,
That's
awesome.
how important that is to me.
Oh,
That's how important
Okay,
wow.
that
it is to me.
colonoscopy saved your life.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. Well, it go back to when we were talking last week, and it's about knowing your body. You got
Oh
to
yeah.
know, yeah, knowing that something is
Something
not
is wrong.
right in your body.
You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention to your body.
Right.
And you have to be an advocate for yourself.
Self.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes the doctors think because I got that MD behind my name and that DR in front, and they know it all, but they don't know your body. You have to
Right.
go
That's right.
and be an advocate for yourself. You have
So
to be insist on them running the tests that you need and doing the things that you need.
absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely. I am truly
They only know what you tell them.
right. And then half the time we don't know how
You
to
know, and they go by what
explain.
they only know
Right. What we tell them, and we don't know how to
we don't know how to
explain what I'm feeling in my stomach. It's like, okay, so my stomach is hurting. Well, okay, so my stomach is burning. So but I go to the bathroom on a regular. You don't know how to explain how you're feeling because I don't know why. Why we can't explain that, Ms. Rose?
it's hard because you don't know the terms because if you go in there like I went to the doctor the other just yesterday because I have a UT urinary tract infection. I call it UT. And so she asked me, okay, are you burning? Are you itching? Are you this? Are you that? You know, they asking questions to try to let you feed them what they need to know. But a
Mm,
lot of times people don't know
wow.
how to, if you go background, I know a little something about it. You can't tell them what they want to hear. So you just tell them what
No.
you know?
Right. I, I know we have to go on a break. We have to go on a break, everybody, and we'll be right back with the beautiful Miss Rose from the Rose B. Johnson Colon Cancer Foundation. We got to learn us a little bit more. So don't go away, and we'll be right back.
If you're looking for custom handcrafted fashion jewelry that makes a statement, look no further than Linda S. Jewelry, 1426. We specialize in quality pieces fit for any occasion. Follow us on Facebook at Linda S. Jewelry 1426 to view our inventory or to make a purchase. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Hi, Edith. Hey, everybody. I was just saying, hey, everybody. Hey, First Lady Thompson. I am super excited to have you here. Thank you. Yolanda, Mac, and all you guys, Sharon. Thanks, everybody. Darlene. But we're talking about colon cancer. We're talking to Ms. Rose B. Johnson. And Ms. Johnson has an organization that will help all of us. As she said, early detection saves lives. She is here to assist any of you and your family members who don't have transportations to the doctor for this, don't have the insurance or the co-payment to pay for exam. This is what her organization does, and it's very important to the community, period. So welcome back, Ms. Rose.
I think the most important thing that you do, Ms. Rose, is the education.
Yes.
Because before I met you, I knew nothing about colon cancer.
Right.
I knew anything about that. Didn't know the importance of going to get a colonoscopy, and didn't know anything about the polyps or whatever. So I think the most important thing you do, besides giving people the colonoscopies, you
Right.
educate.
Yes.
You educate so many.
So
When
many.
you educate somebody, then we can go and educate someone else.
Absolutely. And that's what this is all about. This is what this platform is for Sharilyn and myself. And if anyone who knows us know this is what we want to do, give to our community what you have so that you can tell them exactly. You won't get it from a third person, you're getting it from the person themselves who've experienced such a thing. So again, as Sharilyn just said, your education point is on point. So and we thank you for it. So colon cancer.
I want
Go ahead, Ms.
I want
Rose.
people to know too that I will come and speak to churches or lunch and learns or organizations or business and just call me. I mean, I will come and speak. I mean, because people need to know.
Right.
People need to be educated about colon cancer. Nobody talks about colon cancer.
Period.
Period.
And you know what makes me the maddest with all of this is that everybody in the medical field has a certain month for everything, but this is life every day. Every day, this is life. Every day you hear of somebody somewhere, either breast cancer or just had a heart situation or your colon cancer. This is everyday stuff. That's
people just don't get colon cancer anymore.
Right. We need it every day, Ms. Rose. And I'm so glad that you stated that you would go to any organization, any club, any meeting to talk to them about colon cancer. What is the importance? Why should I have a colon cancer? I can wait till I'm 45. I can wait. No, not 45. I can wait till I'm 50. But now that they're seeing amongst Latino and African Americans that they had to bring the year down, the age down, this is important that we have to jump on it and say, well, why did they do that? So your organization started because you found out that you had colon cancer without any so it's crazy how some of us probably walking around right now not having any
but not knowing the importance. Still go and get it checked.
Right.
And
go have your man checked. Women, Ms. Rose taught us this. Now listen, take your man to the doctor and get these certain things checked out, because if you love him, early detection saves lives.
Right, and if you love him, you want him.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And you can get your man. A lot of women say, "I can't get my man to go." The same way you get your man to do all those other things. That you want him to do. Make him go to the doctor.
Right. Hold his hand. Yeah. Hold his hand and go with him.
Don't send him. Go with him.
Go with him.
Take your man. Take your husband
to the doctor. Make that be a date. That's a date day. I wouldn't say date night, but that's a date, baby. We got a doctor's appointment. We both need to get it. This done. It's just not for men; it's for women as well. So
take your father, take your brother.
Absolutely, please.
Women need to go and have a check too. We concentrate on men going to have that colon check, but women need to have a check too.
Absolutely. So I'm excited. I'm glad that that we're in the arena that we could speak to you about this, and that you could that you are saving lives. It's not like you just say, oh, okay, I got an organization, but you are saving lives. And I think that's the look, that's the verbiage we should be using with you. Ms. Rose saved lives. That's who she is. So,
but you know what, Linda, it's so many survivors out there from colon cancer, but they put it in the archive and they don't want to talk about it.
Right.
Wow.
Because I have invited many survivors that have that have had colon cancer, but they don't want to talk about it. And you if you experience something, that's your testimony.
Right.
That's your testimony.
Right.
And you should testify that look what God have done for me.
Absolutely.
It was man, he worked through man, but God had the last
Say,
attorney.
yeah, yeah.
So
Right.
people need to talk about some.
But I wonder why.
If you
Why
have
we don't want to
experienced
talk
something,
about it? Why we
we
don't want
need.
to tell? I mean, if I had a headache and you gave me something, and someone else said, "Oh, I got a headache," girl, let me let you meet Miss Rose because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Because again, the medical and me don't go together. But let me tell you somebody who can help you. I don't understand.
I don't know
Exactly.
why they don't want to talk about colon cancer.
I don't know.
I
I
think
mean,
it's cancer. I think it's cancer,
But they're
Miss
running
because
Rose.
it's me
they do
time.
talk about
The word cancer.
Yeah. It
The word cancer scares people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just
I
cancer
know.
itself.
I know. I thought the doctor after I went and took the second one, and I went to the doctor by myself, and that's not like me because I know I needed somebody to go with me. But Miss Rose, I heard this man tell me that he told me I had cancer, and I went crazy. No, you didn't. And he was fussing at me. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. And I got in the car and I was mad with Sharilyn because why you let me go to the doctor by myself? You know I needed you, and it's that C word. It's that C word. And she said he never said that. And I went and read all my papers. It was nothing on there. So I went back again. He told me I was fine. I said, if I had some high heels on right now, I would just step on your toe. It's that C word that gets everybody
scares everybody.
nervous.
That is a scary, scary disease. It is because so many people die from cancer. It's a very
It is.
but they need to know. They know about all the people who die from cancer, but they need to know
No,
all the people who live that
that's
had
right.
cancer.
That's
You
right.
know, everyone that get cancer does not die. It's not a life sentence, a death sentence.
And I think
The
if we can
cancer,
get everybody to
cancer is not a death wish. Okay.
Right.
People have to understand. Yeah, if you die and say I'm gonna beat this thing, you know, and turn it over to God and have a positive attitude. Because they used to ask me, do you need to go see the priest, or you need to go see the chaplain? I said no. I don't need
wow,
no chaplain. Are you depressed? No, because my
wow,
thing was, Linda and Shirley, that my husband one day he said, "How can you be so happy and knowing
wow.
what
I'll be
this man
crazy.
told you? You only have." I said, "Let me tell you something." I said, "God has the last say."
Right,
Yeah.
And even if I said I win either way.
right,
I said, if God bring me home to be with him, I win. If God heal me and give me a testimony, I win. So I
right.
feel like I'm in a win-win
Win-win
situation.
Win-win
situation. Yeah.
situation.
And
Wow.
that's the way I looked at it. And I
Okay.
had a positive attitude and a positive mind.
Yes.
So
So all of
that's the
us
way I
don't.
went through. A lot of people wore down, and that's
Yeah. Miss Rose, I hear you. And I'm speaking for other people like me. I hear what you're saying, and I do understand what you're saying. But the flesh, it, it, it at that moment that I heard that C word took over. It took over. It made me think what's going to happen to my boys, what my grandkids not going to have. I just I wasn't prepared. And how can I make it right? Did I do something wrong? God, forgive me for everything. I asked for forgiveness yesterday, but forgive me now. How do we prepare for that? And I'm like you. We need to have more people who have survived this cancer to talk about it, to
exactly.
ease people such as
Okay. When you said that, Linda, let me tell you something. When I first heard it at MD Anderson, the doctor said you have 6 months to live. we can maybe prolong your time another 2 months. Okay. I cried like a baby because the
Okay.
first thing hit my mind, I'm finna leave my children, finna leave my grandchildren.
Yeah.
I'm finna leave. I just married this man. God, you ain't finna take me away from him now.
Right.
I ain't told the neighbor that I don't like her anymore. I mean, just I haven't made a will. I mean, all these things came to my mind, because
Right.
oh my God, you don't like your neighbor. You need to go over there and tell her you like her, you love her, because God said, love your neighbor.
Right.
But all of this thing came to my
Wow.
mind, like, minute, and I'm like, man, I'm finna leave this man, and Sister Braxton sister at church, she gonna be trying to get my husband. I'm telling you.
Okay. When you hear that,
I'm telling you, I said, oh my God, I got to fight. I can't let this happen.
And see, that's how I was feeling.
Will kick in.
That's how I was feeling.
The flesh is weak and it will
It will. Oh God, Miss Rose, I was feeling.
I got to fight.
Okay, well, see, I guess I did. The persons that I wanted to fight was the people who didn't go with me, and the doctor who told me that's the fight that I wanted. So I'm gonna keep saying how glad that I am that you are getting the word out about colon cancer, and for those who have survived, we need you to talk more about how your journey and you got to from to yesterday. The man said you only had 6 months to the day you done had 6 years. We need to hear that so we can feel, oh, okay, so
Yes.
whatever I'm going through, I can call Ms. Rose, or whatever I'm going through, I can call John Doe, because they've already gone through it and they can tell me step by step on how to ease my nerves.
Ms. Rose, you are doing a fantastic job.
Fantastic.
But some other people need to speak up, and you're just one person. You can't do it all.
Well,
other people need to speak up.
Yeah. But I went back to MD Anderson, the GI clinic, and I volunteered up there. And the people that just got diagnosed, they was coming in, and so my doctor allowed me to talk to them.
Good.
And so many people, they said, they come to me, and I was telling them my story, and they got, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
So they didn't feel that sense of scare.
Right.
It's when they went in and talked to the doctor, well, that lady just told me that she survived this. And if she can, that give them some encouragement.
Yes.
To let them know that, look, even though you got the diagnosis, it's not a death sentence. So get your mindset, because your mind got a lot to play.
Oh.
Your mind, I'm telling you, this mind here.
Yes.
It can heal you if you let it. But if you cloud it up with negativity,
yes,
it's gonna weigh on you. Right. All that negative thing, I don't want to bring up Satan because I don't want to give him too much credit.
Yeah.
But he wants you to feel that way. He don't want you to put your trust in God and know that everything, you can climb any mountain that you put your mind to.
Wow. So we have to take another break. Commercial break. Y'all don't go away. We'll be right back with the beautiful Ms. Rose Johnson.
If you live in Houston and surrounding areas and are in need of quality childcare, contact Cuckoo's Treasures today. We provide professional childcare in a caring and nurturing environment. Do you work second or third shift or don't have a typical schedule? Cuckoo's Treasures can assist you. We're open 24 hours and some weekends. Give us a call today at 346-313-9064. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Hit me. I was just advising the viewers on my live, if they had any questions and concerns, just hit us so that we can ask you. And if you're on live Golden Square podcast, ask a question. This is what Ms. Rose is here for, to give us all the knowledge that she has, and she feeds it to us left and right. So don't get your dinner from here. Come on, eat, and get it all. What do you think?
I think that's a good suggestion to ask. Go to the source.
Absolutely.
Lynn and I we're just like the traffic cops. We can just point you to the way
Right, yeah.
to get the right information.
Yes.
Then if you want to know something about colon cancer, then we'll point you to Miss Rose, and not just tonight.
Right, anytime.
Because we're gonna put her information up so you can contact her. But I was gonna ask this question. So Ms. Rose, how do you get the funding for the colonoscopies that you give to people for free?
Okay, we have our annual gala annually, and we have maybe 3 to 4 functions a year, and all the money that we raise from those functions goes towards colonoscopy for the community.
Wow.
So you have
now the COVID slowed us up a lot.
Right.
For 2 years,
Right.
But we going back at it this year. Hopefully, I know COVID is still out there, but colon cancer is still out there as well.
Yes.
So we plans are to have at least 3 more functions for the year.
Okay.
So you have something coming up soon. Tell us about it so we can let our audience know.
Yes.
Viewers know. So
our annual gala is coming up on Sunday, March the 26th, from 6 to 9. And this is our annual fundraiser here.
So this is your annual blue and white gala.
March.
And how can they get a ticket still?
Gala, yeah.
And it's going to be at the Hampton Inn Suites in Sugarland.
Yes.
But we don't have a phone. We don't have an address there. But it's only one Hampton Inn in Sugarland.
Right.
Oh no, it's 218 Promenade Way.
That's it.
It's 77479.
Absolutely. So is it too late to get a ticket, Ms. Rose, or can people still purchase tickets?
They can, and if they purchase it before Monday, because we have to have a head count.
Oh, okay. And this is a
Lord. Girl, where am I at? I don't know what day I'm in.
Okay, you're saying Sunday. They
have to purchase it either tomorrow or Saturday.
Okay, tomorrow, Sunday. I'm like, Monday, wait a minute.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm on another week.
Okay.
And it's a semi-formal attire, and it's always
beautiful, yeah.
Always beautiful.
All right. It's called the blue and white because blue is for colon cancer, is it, Ms. Rose?
So, yes, blue is colon cancer color.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets to attend. Even if you don't attend, donate to the cause. It is well worth it. She could be saving someone in your family's life. So that would be amazing.
Yeah, but going out, buy a ticket.
Yeah.
It's always a fun.
Learn.
Although it's about colon cancer, we always have fun. It's always a great benefit.
Go ahead.
Right. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I have a young man that's 32 years old. He's going to give his testimony on how he survived colon cancer as well.
And how old is he?
32.
30. I think he's 32 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
He'll be telling his
He's giving
testimony
us
at the event. So I want people to hear that.
Yeah. You know, amazing to hear.
Yeah. People need to hear that.
Because
if your child come to you, and I mean, if you're 18 or 19 or 20-year-old come and say, look, Mom, I found blood in my stool.
Wow.
Don't ignore that.
Right.
Or they're having stomach problems, or when they go in to do the colonoscopy, they can find a diabetes that you might have. All of that they can find doing the colonoscopy because they go through the colon through and through. So,
Okay, so Miss Rose, if your stomach is hard, mine's is soft, y'all. But if your stomach is hard, is that another indication that something is not going well?
well, if your stomach is hard, that means probably you have a lot of waste.
It doesn't
Okay,
look like
this
Because
me,
is
but
listen,
Sharilyn.
I
Sharilyn, but
said
I need to poop.
you need to poop.
Okay, I mean, it's real. I'm just trying
well,
to
I
ask the
mean, look,
question.
everybody should have at least 2 to 3 bowel movements a day.
Er,
You should not have a bowel movement every 3 days, 4 days, or once a week.
Okay. Ugh, that made me
You,
dizzy.
you
I'm gonna
need to
fall
have at
out the
least
chair.
one bowel movement, 1 to 2 bowel movements
A
a day.
day.
And if you're
Okay.
suffering with constant constipation,
Constipation
something
is
is wrong.
wrong.
Something is
Something is
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're either not drinking enough water, or you're not getting enough fiber, or you're not eating right, or something.
Wow. See, that's why we need the survivors to talk
Yeah.
to us. We need to have survivors such as yourself to tell us these different things. It's crazy um when we don't hear from people such as you.
Right.
Yeah, but when we hear
Mhm.
these things, we have to get it out there so that everybody could hear this message. And this message is saving all of
Yes.
us.
Yes. Saving
It's
lives.
if we catch it early, as she stated, it is catching our family. It's growing our community. We're not letting this take over us. Oh my
And
God!
you,
So
now, let me say this, Linda.
yes,
Let me say this about African Americans. Our diet is just
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
And we eat red meat, we need eat chitlins, we need all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and barbecue. Barbecue is one of the ones that's not good for you because
What?
the fumes that comes off, would you like that lighter fluid?
Oh, you never
That's
thought
not
about
Oh,
good
that.
for you. Even the wood that you burn, that's going up into that meat. And even if you light your barbecue pit with lighter fluid, that fluid on those coals is coming up through your meat. So
oh,
Never think
barbecue, I
about that.
mean, Texas people don't want to hear that. But Google it up. Barbecue is not good. It can cause colon cancer as well.
But that makes sense. It
it
makes sense, and it's
does.
something I never thought about.
A lot of red meat, hamburgers,
Oh,
hamburgers, pressed ham, all of that processed meat is not good for your body.
wow.
And I love hot dogs, but I can't
Me
eat them.
too.
Linda loves hot dogs too.
I
Ah,
love hot dogs, but that's processed meat, and
what? Miss Rose, you just
processed
kicked me
meat
to sleep.
causes cancer. Google it up.
You just kicked me to sleep with the barbecue because I be like, now who barbecue tastes better than they?
Right.
Oh
Oh
my
goodness.
Yes,
God.
ma'am.
So now if they go
No,
back to
ma'am.
barbecuing
The,
in the
the
oven, Miss Rose, did they barbecue in the oven?
yes.
Is that good?
What about meat that's being smoked, like in a big smoker?
That's
Is that good
good.
for you too?
Uh-uh.
Not good for you?
I didn't, I didn't hear you, Shirley.
Like barbecue that's not on the pit with the lighter fluid, but in a big smoker, like smoked meat.
Okay, what they smoking it with?
Okay,
She don't.
never mind.
Are they smoking
She
it with
trying to
wood,
get
or what
out.
are they smoking it?
She trying to
Oh
get that
wow.
barbecue. Oh my
I know.
God, that's crazy.
I
That's because again, listen, we
We
don't
don't
know.
know. We don't know.
We
I
don't
never
know.
knew that
We
until
yeah,
you just educated us on that.
we
And
don't
I'm gonna
know.
have to wean myself
yeah.
off
Hmm.
some ribs.
Yeah,
Wow.
Google it and read up on it. Now, it's gonna tell you.
No, you
Processed
just
meat
told her.
with
Look, you just
sugar.
told
I
us.
believe you. You just told me.
Yes. Yes. And it makes a whole lot of sense that
Processed
you
meat.
said it. Oh my God.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. So, okay. Yeah.
You have me speechless.
Right.
You really have me speechless.
I am done. What are we eating now? Absolutely nothing because
Fish, chicken,
fish, okay,
and turkey, and not processed, not like the processed meat. You have to get it and bake it yourself.
Yeah.
Broil it and bake it. Don't fry it.
Miss Rose, I'm lost because I don't eat a lot of steak and stuff like that. Now that's fine, but now for the ribs, I like comparing everybody ribs, Miss Rose.
I love ribs.
Me
But
too.
but let me tell you something. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. If you just say, for instance, if you eat some ribs once a month because that's what you really like, it's not gonna bother you. I don't think. Like I say, I'm not an MD, but I'm just saying from experience.
But it's not every day.
Yeah, not every day.
Okay.
You know, like if you like hot dogs, you go in there and it's a quick fix. You know, you fix some noodles with some wieners, because I have done it many times. And them hot dogs are not good because it's processed. And then I'm going to tell you, it had a show on one time how it's made, and they was showing how they make hot dogs and make that processed meat. If you had saw that show, you'd never want to eat another hot dog.
Okay, but do you eat a hot dog still, Miss Rose?
I do occasionally.
Okay, now I would still want to eat my hot dog.
I do once a month. Let me tell you, I go to Sam. Sam have those big hot dogs.
Right. Yes.
And I ones at the deli, I love those.
Do once a month, or maybe we'll go in Sam's and get me those big hot dogs at Sam's. I will do that.
Okay. Well,
but it didn't say eliminate it completely. Just say don't indulge in it. Just do it in moderation.
Okay, moderation.
You can't eat ribs every day, Linda.
Right. I won't eat it every day, but I can sure eat a hot dog every day, Ms. Rose. But I've ever since we've been on the podcast and people have come in and told us about different things, that harms our body and stuff, I made the adjustment. Now this one's gonna be kind of hard, but I'm gonna work on it. I don't eat a hot dog every day, but if that would be my go-to, like a peanut butter and jelly or something like that, because everybody know I don't cook. But if that was my go-to, then I would have a hot dog. So yeah. Anyway, so listen. Yeah. So Ms. Rose,
tell us how to get in touch with you.
Yes, tell us that.
Oh, okay. Look, I'll be at 12 o'clock at night. Want to talk about colon cancer? I'll wake up and I'll talk to you. My number is 281-701-5029. You can reach me at Rose B. Johnson Foundation. That's my website.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go to Facebook, I'm on Facebook as well. So, and pretty soon I'll be getting Twitter and the other ones.
Okay, well, I think you got them.
That's coming up. So just look for me.
Yes, and everybody, if you would go to her website so that you could purchase a ticket or donate a ticket for someone else to attend her Blue and White Gala this Sunday at 6 p.m., please do so. Reach out to Ms. Rose as she's given you her phone number. And if you have any questions or any concerns, please do so.
And I just want to send out a challenge. Meet Linda and I there. We will be there.
Yes.
So meet us there and have a good time.
Yes.
And have a good cause.
A cause.
Have a good time and definitely a good cause.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. So we're looking forward to seeing you there. And thank you all so very much for joining us tonight. And thank you, Ms. Rose.
Ms. Rose, for joining us.
Yes. Tonight. And please just do one.
Hey, you
one hot dog. Just
you guys
one hot dog, Ms. Rose.